Hi everybody, welcome to our new episode that is going to be about kids and their responsibilities. Our guest today is Elena Frixou, the psychologist. Welcome, Elena.
Hello, Monica.
So tell us why it's important to teach our kids the responsibilities.
When we teach children responsibilities, we're not just telling them to clean their rooms or feed the dog. What we are actually doing is helping them develop essential life skills like accountability, decision-making, and resilience. And it starts early. Even toddlers can start to learn simple ways of being responsible, and of course in age-appropriate ways. They can start learn how to place their toys or put their shoes away. And gradually we can give them more responsibilities as they grow.
So basically kids can be starting from the ages of, let's say, 2 years old with the responsibilities. For example, what can be the responsibilities for 2, 3, 4 years old?
It's really important to start early because it lays the foundation. Even toddlers are capable of small acts of responsibility like placing the dirty clothes in the washing machine or putting their toys in a box, in a basket. And what we really want here, the goal is not perfection, it's just the participation, that they feel included in the family.
Okay.
So don't try to think about a complicated task, but something that you are doing in your everyday life, like setting up the table, and they can help you bring some unbreakable stuff or even plastic plates, or if you have plastic items, so it's safe for them.
In that case, my another question will be, shouldn't be a parent as a starting point in here, like a parent, how he can implement all this in practice? Because sometimes we also see in practice that parents are perhaps doing way too much for kids, and there is basically no scope for kids somehow to participate because everything is done. And I believe this may be also a trend nowadays. That as parents, all of us, we are doing more than we should. So the kids do not understand perhaps the first years of their life what responsibility is, and that is part of their life, and it will be part of their life. So how we deal with these situations?
The goal is to help them build all those life skills, because at the end of the day, what we are trying to teach them is to be responsible and confident adults that they feel they can handle life. So giving them responsibilities, those simple moments that I described earlier, is how to help them understand that they are capable.
Yes.
We're not looking for helpers around the house, and we're not looking for kids that they can do everything perfectly. The goal is not perfection, is to feel included, to feel that they have a purpose and a sense of belonging in the family. If we are trying to fix everything for them, we are not letting them build and develop all those important skills for our lives.
So as you mentioned before, the earlier we start, the better. Probably because if they miss these few years, then let's say they are 10, 11, 12 years old, it may be even too late to implement the basics, because in these ages, I believe that kids have more say, more understanding, and it may be about I don't want to do it or why to do it.
Or they have more interesting things to do, like playing a video game.
Yes. Exactly. So it may be more difficult for kids even to come to the realization that this is the task or certain duty which I have to do as a practicing my habit for the future.
Exactly. And it's true that when they are toddlers, they are naturally curious, and they want to imitate, they want to be around us. They want to spend time with us, and they are motivated by spending time with us and feel that they are doing something with their parents. So if we wait until they are older, we are missing that window where when they are naturally eager to imitate adults and to help adults. So this is a great opportunity to start and to introduce those responsibilities, those little moments that they can feel trusted and they can feel confident for doing something in the house.
Very important for life, I think, having the confidence, even of not doing something perfect or failing doing something, if it may be more complicated. But what can be good advice for parents, for example, or the way to suggest for them? Because sometimes we have this tendency, it's better for us to do it because it's perhaps faster. We don't have the patience to let them doing it. We don't have time to let them fail even. So how can we deal with it as adults?
Indeed, it's faster if you do it by yourself, but is it teaching something to your child? No, it's not. So it will slow you down, but it needs a lot of patience because you need to teach how to do a simple task that you can do it in 1 or 2 minutes. But that time, you are teaching something. So it's a teaching procedure for the child and a great opportunity to feel connected with the adult also, but trusted as well. We include them in everything. If they feel included and they start seeing themselves as contributors, not just people who receive and always get told what to do, that shift is powerful. They understand that I can do a few things by my own, and my mom or my dad trust me. So later on, I will have that sense that I can handle life. It's not about doing a job well. It's about understanding that I'm a person who is capable of doing things, and I will grow up to be an independent woman or man later in life.
Okay, there are also some situations that kids come and despite their age, from toddler up to preschool, let's say, they come and they basically follow you, whatever you do in the house. So they don't need to be even set like do this or let's do something. You will be doing something, let's say, in the kitchen, or you will be dealing with shopping, or perhaps the man will be doing some housework around in a garden, and they are coming. They are following you and they are trying to imitate or copy your actions, successfully or not, but there is this intention. We can say this about small kids. I don't know about older kids if they have this
because at
motivation.
that age they are naturally eager to come and to follow and to imitate. That's why it's a good timing.
And so perhaps it's a good guide even for parents to realize, yes, my child is interested in, my child is willing to do something, so they can perhaps have some activities that they relate to housework or work in a garden together as a family, let's say planting something, or I don't know, bringing the tools. So this may be something extra that parents, they don't need much to realize that, my child is curious.
So take advantage of that curiosity. It's a very critical moment. If you just say to the child, okay, go away and play with your toys until I prepare everything here, you're trying to send him away. So we don't want this. We want them to feel that they can do something there, and accidentally, because of our fear that they're going to have a mistake or to do something wrongly, we accidentally teach them to avoid everything and to avoid taking responsibilities instead of trying and do their own mistakes so that they will learn from the mistake. This is what you mentioned before. We're trying to rescue everything, to step in and do it for our kids. So we're not letting them experience all those moments that are really powerful.
Yeah, so it basically seems, based on all you said, that kids are easier in this matter, such as responsibility, because they follow, but it's us that we may not intentionally, of course, all the time, to make the situation more difficult as the time goes by, because they are growing, and then we want them, but they are they don't have the same willingness, or they don't have the same passion for all around. So it's basically like, as adults, we are doing more mistakes in this whole process rather than kids that they are trying.
Yes, because it's better to stay by their side and guide them instead of doing the whole thing for them. At the beginning, for toddlers, for example, we can just ask for something simple. When we're talking about preschoolers, or when they reach the school age, then we can expect them to do something, to do their homework, to prepare their school bags. Those tasks are things that students and kids at those ages should be responsible for that. And later on, when they reach the teenage years, they should be responsible for managing their own schedule or their own money. They have more independence, but responsibility is something that grow up with a child.
Yes.
We cannot expect responsibility to suddenly happen all at once. It's a gradual process. So start early, because they do have that curiosity, because they want to spend time with you, and gradually give more responsibility, because they are capable of more things.
You, as a psychologist in practice, with your own practice, what you will say about the comparison of nowadays, let's say, or what it used to be, or perhaps relating this matter to your own experience as a child and now what you see around? Where are the differences? Because I believe what we see in practice, there are.
There are many families that they are trying to give responsibilities, and some others that they are afraid. They are afraid to trust the child. So they tend to do everything for them, and believing that this is the good way, but it's not, because it's not teaching anything to the child. Actually, it's teaching something that you need someone to survive.
You have to rely on somebody.
On someone else.
Yes.
And after that, they are teenagers, for example, and they want to go to study. They are very dependent to the family, to a partner later on. So we see that difference after many years, that they don't have the skills. They don't have accountability. They cannot finish a task, and they always feel that someone is coming to rescue me.
It's
so
like
I'm not
a
gonna
backup
do it
for me. So whatever I do, up to which level, doesn't matter.
Yes.
This is very important, I think, because apart from kids, what we see, it also goes to adulthood, as you mentioned. And then it is also very obvious sometimes that people, they rely on somebody, and therefore it's very difficult to basically sometimes deal with adults, because if you are in a working place and you have to do your job, you may not be in a position to do it at the expected level, because you believe there is somebody for backup, and then other problems are arising. So I think what you mentioned, saying the responsibility grows with child, that's what is valid, and we can avoid many issues in adulthood, basically.
Even researchers support this. We see from long-term studies that when we give many responsibilities early in life, we have adults that are more successful to their career. They have better relationships with others, because they feel that they are capable, they can handle their own behaviors. And also, teaching responsibility is teaching empathy as well, because we teach that our actions and our decisions do affect other people. So that's another way that we can increase empathy in children, understanding that every decision that I'm making has a value and has an impact to my whole family.
Yeah, that's basically, yes, when you refer like small kids, toddlers, like if they don't clean, all the other kids, somebody may fall, somebody may be also frustrated from a mess because maybe more responsible. So yes, there are indications you can see from these ages actually, how they behave, how different they are, and how different they handle responsibility. So as their parents, they do basically.
Exactly.
Yes.
And if we want to give parents one way to make responsibilities more meaningful for their children, we can start connecting the responsibility that they have to do with real life outcomes. Like we can say, instead of saying, for example, go and clean your room because I said so, you can say having a clean and organized room, it's easier for you to find your stuff. So that's the meaning. That's why you're doing that.
Yeah. So it's like a softer, so they don't have it like an order.
It's softer and more meaningful.
Yes.
Why to clean my room? But there is a reason there.
Yeah.
You're doing that because it's something that will give you a return. Or you can say, for example, when we have a pet, you can say feed the dog, because actually the other way around. If you say just feed the dog, it's just a to-do list, okay?
Yes.
And you just need to tick that you did that chore and that's it. But if you say and explain to the child why it's important to feed the dog, it's much more meaningful for the child. You can say, for example, feed the dog because you're showing her that you care and you make sure that she's happy and healthy, and later on the dog will be ready to play with you.
Yeah.
So there is a meaning there. There is a reason to do it. Or watering a flower. You can see the flower grow and you can immediately understand that whatever I'm doing has a result, has a consequence, a natural consequence.
Yeah. And it's positive, basically, which is also important to realize that my action leads into something positive.
Exactly. Sometimes we're just creating lists of different chores and a to-do
That was
list.
my another question, which is very modern nowadays.
Yes.
Charts for everything. Put it on the fridge, put it on the wall. You can buy them online, magnetic, by writing. So is this really fulfilling the whole purpose of the responsibility and learning about the responsibilities?
Yeah. In some cases, it might work. But in other cases, it's how you present it to the child. If you're giving the explanation after the list, or you're trying to connect it to something more meaningful, not just a tick, then
because eventually you do the tick, like feed the dog, go for a walk, clean your bedroom, and you go and you do just tick. And now are these interactive boards and you know, I don't know if this is really, because again you are ending up, okay, 10 years old we look different than 4 years old, obviously. Perhaps the understanding is already better, so tick may be appropriate because she already understand, but I don't know, for small kids, I don't know.
It's good to have a structure and a routine. That's for sure. It's something that they need. However, if we just give instructions and we say do this and do that without explaining, it's not helpful. And they just they are in a position that they just need to follow what you are saying. They are not doing it because they want to. Of course, they cannot be naturally motivated to feel that they have the duty to clean their rooms and everything. Of course, we are talking about toddlers. So you need to encourage them a lot. You need to remind them a lot. Don't expect from a 2-year-old to remember to do everything. No, you need to remind the child all the time to do it and encourage the child. But most importantly, to spend time with the child and do it together if it's necessary. Or you can say, we have this job. Do you want to do it now or after the lunch? you can give options.
Yes.
So that it will be easier for the child to
And
decide.
perhaps also to feel I decided,
I
like to have the
decided.
power. I
Yes.
have a voice here.
Yes, of
But
course.
also when you mention the toddlers and cleaning room, I think they are still easier to be managed rather than teenagers. At least what I'm, listening around that. It's more difficult perhaps
Yes.
with them
That's
than
why
with
we
toddlers.
introduce it early in life.
Yes.
When they are teenagers, you cannot go and suggest to clean their rooms or do all the jobs that you wanted your child to do. You need to start early.
Yeah, that makes, I think, difference. Like I've heard somebody saying, I don't know, somewhere in social media, of course, like you become what you practice. Exactly. So the habit is very important, whatever the habit means for anybody, because you do it eventually, naturally. You don't need to be forced. You don't need to be said. So it just comes. So I think this is a very good saying. I mean, to be used as an example for any individual, even adults. We go through changes. We are changing our habits. We have to learn, and we know how difficult it is to change the habit. So in this age or in adulthood, anytime. Yes. So if the kids they know the steps and how. I think we are much better off at the end of this.
I hear a lot of parents saying that, but I need to remind them all the time. Of course you need to remind them. It's okay. It's totally okay to give reminders. Repetition is what builds the habit.
Yeah.
It's what you said before. You cannot expect the child to remember to clean something or to do a chore at house without reminding and without praising sometimes. It's totally okay.
How many times to remind just what is healthy and what is not healthy? Because I'm sure many will wonder what she means by reminding. I need to remind, like we are talking about years passing and your child is still not doing the but you still insist you will not do it. You have to. So this reminding goes like, I don't know, hundreds, thousands.
If it's years, something is wrong.
Yeah, so
you need to
thank you.
to take a step back and consider if the expectation is too high for my child, or if the child needs a connection first with the parent and then the redirection to the task. Maybe that child needs our attention first, to spend some time together, or
how many times again to give the attention just to know?
Or maybe they just need to do the task together, to feel that it's not my responsibility, but it's something that the family does. So it's something that we're doing all together. They need more encouragement. All children can learn responsibility. When they feel unmotivated, they just need more time and support.
Okay.
They are not always lazy. It's not always about being lazy.
Because they show this. Yeah, sometimes I believe.
This is how they look, but it's not about being lazy. Sometimes it's about feeling lonely, feeling that they are not heard enough. They don't spend time with their parents. They just get told what to do. Or we just have a list of different jobs, tasks and tasks that we need to cover, and that's it. If we try to include them in the process and build the routine together, it's easier for them to cooperate.
Do you think there are differences of approaching boys and girls in terms of responsibilities?
Boys typically are more, they need to move a lot. So maybe we can give a responsibility that they can move around the house. It's not, we don't expect them to stay still. And it depends on the child, honestly. We can see the individual differences between children in general. So the approach depends on the development, the personal development, and also the gender is something important. But mostly I would say we need to understand our child first, and then to see the task that it's easier for the child to follow. It's important for the child to feel that I can deal with that. It's not something too hard for me. So if your boy is finding it very hard to take a cloth and wipe up a surface, for example, and he prefers to placing something in the box, like we said before, or even setting the table or doing something that he can move easily, then you prefer to give that task instead of something that he needs to stay still.
Okay, I think this is very helpful and valuable advice.
It depends on the child,
yes,
not
always.
only the gender, on the child and the development of the child.
Okay, what you can tell us at the end, some advice or some tip for parents generally in terms of responsibilities for their kids?
We can say that every child can learn responsibility. It just takes clear expectations, routines, and lots of reminders and encouragements too, because they need to start from one day and repeat the same behavior again and again and again until they understand it's part of their life, and it's something that from now on they do, like brushing their teeth or making their bed or choosing clothes for the school. All those little moments are enough to make them understand that they are capable, we trust them, and they can build the confidence that we need them to build to become responsible adults.
Okay, Elena, thank you. Indeed, the responsibilities are good for the kids' development.
Indeed, even from a brain development perspective, we see that giving routines and all those responsibilities help children develop executive functioning like memory, planning, impulse control, and problem solving. So another reason that it's important to introduce it early in life.
Perhaps today is the opportunity to introduce new responsibility to your child. See you in the next episode.